A conversation with the mayor-elect of Springville and controversy in Leeds over a development. Tribune Unscripted starts now. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Brandon Dawkins with Tribune Digital Media, here with Scott Buttram, publisher of the Trustful Tribune. Thanks for joining us today for Tribune Unscripted. And we are still visiting with the different new mayors and incoming mayors of the cities that make up our Tribune non-city coverage area. We're going to kind of start the show with that again today as well.
So the I Elected Who series continues.
I'm just going to let you go with it now. I'm going to say it every week. He's coming back.
We elected who?
Okay. So this week we are visiting with Austin Phillips, who's the mayor-elect of Springville.
We know this guy.
We do. He is not a stranger to the community. He's already been on the council.
Right.
And Austin, welcome. Thanks for joining us and taking time out of your schedule to join us today. You know, politics is fun and interesting, and you ran away with this election this time.
Yes, it went in our favor by a pretty large margin. I'm blessed to have the support in the way that I did throughout the campaign and through the actual election.
Well, your new administration takes over in the beginning of November, and so what do you think it was, taking a second just to look back, what do you think that the people in Springville are saying when they made this flip this time?
Well, you know, I can't promise that I know what they're all thinking, but I do think that from the get-go of the previous administration, there were some questions and some angst about what the citizens thought they were receiving, and I think there have been some good things that have happened over the last 5 years. It's not all bad, but I think the citizens show they're looking for a change. They're looking for somebody to represent them differently. It's been great getting out and talking to a lot of the constituents and learning more about what they see and what they desire and how they view the community, and I'm excited for the opportunity to lead it.
Yeah, well, I've got one more question about the election itself, and then we'll put that in the rearview mirror and move forward and talk about what your plans are to come. You know, we saw a situation like just probably a month or two before the election that we talked about a lot here, which was the former mayor monopolizing meetings, not allowing the council to take care of city business. How late or how much do you think that kind of that last what am I looking for? Hoopla creator or circus-like situation created by the former mayor a month out from election. Austin, how much do you think that particular incident just spoke to voters and they made up their mind to go a different way?
It's hard to say. I mean, I think that just talking throughout the community, I think a lot of people had made up their minds, a little earlier on, and I say that humbly, but I think it just kind of solidified, how some of those things had gone over the past 5 years, and just looking forward to the future and what the future holds for our town.
Where are you wanting to get started? Where do you think your new administration will kind of focus in on first? What's first on the list?
Well, I touched on this a little bit during the forum, and I think talking to the community, I've come to realize that the majority of people understand that some level of growth is an inevitability, and it's how do we handle the growth? How do we manage it? And we can't manage it if we don't have a good strategic plan. And so that's something we actually discussed it a little bit in the meeting Monday night about adopting a new comprehensive plan and making sure that we understand how the areas of our community are best used based on the traffic flows and where the bulk of the population is, and how we can make sure that we don't overburden our infrastructure from a road standpoint, a sewer standpoint, but also city employee standpoint, and just trying to create a future for Springville that is viable, that's not overburdened by too many people, but also allows for the opportunity for us to grow revenue streams so that we can increase our budget to be able to provide more amenities and more quality of life options for our community.
It really does. That's what I was left with after the forums for Springville, is just that this really seems right now like the city is in a place of just trying to find that delicate balance between those two things, like you're saying, between, development, but yet also just good control too.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's a tough one to walk, and I don't pretend to have all the answers. It's going to take a group effort, but it's going to be something that we're going to have to strategically go after. We're going to have to pursue. Our primary effort will be to try to maintain our downtown, that historic aspect, that down home feel that Springville's known for and that people love. We don't want that to go away. So that means we'll have to strategically on the outside of town try to find places for us to, maybe put some new businesses that can bring in more revenue. So like I say, so we can provide more amenities and more services for our community.
Austin, when this term began, you weren't on the council when this term started, were you?
That's correct. I came in after Mr. Tucker's untimely passing.
Right. One of the very first issues that this administration was dealing with were the sewer situation.
Mm-hmm.
I think you rely on, Springville relies partially or maybe totally on Odenville or sewer coming. And there was a lot, I'm not going to ask you to replay the version, though, even though you were on council, I know you followed every bit of it between the developer and the city. But my question is simply, where is the sewer situation for Springville right now?
So they're currently working on the expansion and the improvement project to the sewers, and it's full tilt, headed in the right direction. And I spoke with our Public Works Department head a few weeks back, and he said we're probably roughly about a year out was kind of the anticipated time frame to be able to complete that, and that will be a key part for us being able to take on this new rail and commerce park that the St. Clair County EDC, the County Commission, and the city have all worked to try to implement. That'll be a very key factor to being able to be successful with this commerce park, and I think it'll be something that'll be great for our community for the next 30 plus years.
Well, anything else in particular you want to touch on?
No, there was something else I had on my mind, but I can't think of what it is at the moment. So.
I am curious, you mentioned earlier about trying to maintain the downtown, but then maybe outside of that downtown area, bring in some commercial that can help contribute to, financially for the city and growth and things like that. What are some of the, but is there some, I guess the right question is, I feel like this might have, maybe it got mentioned in the forums, but is there some improvements or care that is needed for what's downtown right now? I know some things have been done, but is there some other things that have got to be done to keep
immediate needs?
Yes, and to keep things, looking good and maintaining in that little special sweet spot that y'all have there on the main street.
Sure, yeah, I definitely think there's room for improvement when it comes to maintaining what we currently have. So, and that's going to be a key step, is trying to figure out how we can more adequately maintain our existing assets, our downtown. How can we maintain it? And it's everything from the simple things to cutting the rights of ways along the road, to making sure we keep the sidewalks in good shape and pressure washing those so it's inviting. It's a clean feeling atmosphere. But there's definitely a hurdle to be jumped there. We don't have a maintenance only department, and that boils back to revenue. You need the revenue to create the department, to hire the people, to buy the equipment, to do the things that you need to do. And I look forward to trying to find some options and working with this council and several of these council members I've worked with during this previous administration, and there are a few new ones that I look forward to getting to know. So understanding them, understanding more about their views and what they put value in, I think will help us to move in a direction where we can more adequately maintain the things that we do have and make sure that area of town is a draw, regardless of the fact that we may put some commercial properties or something, in another area of town. We don't want that to be a draw away from those passion business downtown, the boutiques and the friendly ice cream shops and coffee shops. We don't want to do anything that would be a detriment to them. So being able to maintain that and keeping a nice spotlight on that, maybe drive some events down in that area and just create more opportunities for those people will definitely be key for us.
You know, in talking to our readers in Springville over the last, really beyond even this current administration, they're very realistic people. It's not that they don't want any growth. I mean, they tell us that. They're glad they're growing. They're glad they know people want to live in Springville. They just really don't want to lose who they are as a community. Mm-hmm. Is there a way to shelter downtown from chains or anything? That I don't think most chains would go looking for a main street, but is there any way to shelter it and keep it local, keep the businesses there local?
Well, I don't know that sheltering it from a standpoint of having outside businesses come in and try to infringe on it is a threat.
Yeah, I mean, if they're zoned, right?
Yeah, they are, but also, there's not a lot of land right in on Main Street for anybody to build a new building or input a new business. It's really sheltering downtown is going to be more of a challenge when it comes to the day-to-day traffic. And right now our Main Street is heavily trafficked. We've got our middle school and our elementary school that are right there in the heart of downtown, and it makes it difficult. And in the middle of the day, it's not a problem, and during the summertime, it's not too bad. But in those morning hours and those afternoon hours, when you've got people coming and going from work and dropping off kids, it is a struggle. And with the schools being there, we're limited on what we'll be able to do to curb that. There is a project that's already in the planning and prep process that would be to cover the ditches downtown that we have issues with, and to add a turn lane in the middle, which will help alleviate some of that traffic. But we're gonna have to work with the schools and try to figure out ways we can detour traffic around and make things a little bit more convenient for downtown.
Well, all of your Main Street Highway 11 neighbors share the exact same problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just in different ways. So.
At 2:45, it's hairy.
Yeah, and 7:45. So, Austin, we'll be watching, and we'll be keeping in touch with you too. So.
Well, look forward to working with you guys. Thanks.
Congratulations, Austin. We look forward to working with you as well.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get into that news in Leeds. Stay with us. Have you been to Discount Warehouse lately? New electronics, brand name makeup, and bedding arrive daily. Follow their Facebook page to find out about special sales on clothing, tools, and fireworks. Discount Warehouse, where you will never pay retail price.
Get a bath before? Look, I got needs, and one of them is plenty of soothing warm water. That's why Ma made sure our home has a natural gas water heater. Ah, she's the best. See, natural gas heats water fast and efficiently, so we never run out mid-spa session. Because when I'm out at the park, strutting around and meeting other pooches, I gotta show them who's boss. Visit my website and learn why natural gas is a home's best friend.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, let's get into Leeds. We're skipping ahead a little bit here, but, I'm going to skip ahead. So Leeds and Centerpoint go back to the polls next Tuesday because they each have a runoff for mayor. So that's something we're going to be watching for next week. So anyways, that's big news. But, that's September 23rd, next week. While we're in Leeds, though, that's really kind of getting hot there. During the forums, we talked a lot about this development in Leeds that's near Grand River. Then it was like on the other side of the Cahaba and involves a bridge, and there's just a lot to it. I kind of thought it was set in stone, but I guess it's really not, because at this recent meeting this week, one of the current council people and the outgoing mayor, David Miller, really had a disagreement, and then there were people there with public comments because, correct me if I'm wrong, he's appointing some new people to their development authority.
Right.
And it seems like he's trying to place some people on the board. The other people kind of felt like to kind of push this project through before
Right.
he is done with being mayor.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of people that have some concerns about things about this project.
That's right.
Incentives,
And
the
some
bridge.
of those.
Has the Cava River Society been really looped in like they should have been?
Right.
There's a lot to it.
There's a lot to it. It's a new issue in Leeds. At the same time, it is in some ways a very old issue in Leeds.
Yeah.
So I'm not even sure what all this entails. I do think this is the sports complex we've been reporting on for a while. I think it was announced, but then it has to go through zoning processes and things like that. Also, they've got their redevelopment authority, and I sat on the Trustful Redevelopment Authority for a number of years. So it looks like their redevelopment authority is also kind of being used to help pull together incentive packages. Again, not really clear on the details. I am clear on this. The issue involving this project went, I believe, before their redevelopment authority and ended in a 2-2 vote, which essentially killed it.
Right.
It doesn't mean it can't ever be brought up again. Quite coincidentally, the outgoing mayor, Mayor David Miller, tried to appoint a few committee appointments last week at the council meeting. One of those would have been a new appointment to the redevelopment authority, who had just ended in a 2-2 tie. He was called out by Councilman Eric Turner.
Which they've disagreed a lot.
They've disagreed a lot. Councilman Turner is an accountability guy. More importantly, he is a transparency guy. He thinks the people of Leeds have a right to know what's going on in Leeds, and you know, I would tend to lean in that direction. I don't know the details of incentives with the city of Leeds, specifically with Mayor Miller. I know before the Trustful Tribune purchased the Leeds Tribune, and we purchased that from Cindy Fisher, who did a great job building the Leeds Tribune up. But I know not being able to get information about incentive packages from David Miller reached such a point between she and Mayor Miller that there was a shouting match during a council meeting as Cindy was trying to get information which should be public. There's been a sense of out there for a while that Leeds has entered into incentive packages that are too long.
Okay.
In many cases, these businesses have a natural life cycle, and some of these you just wonder if the business is going to the life cycle is going to make it to the end by the time the incentive ends, or if the city will see anything. So that's been a concern of Leeds citizens for a while. And one of the things Councilman Turner brought up and just mentioned in the story is he believes that there is a 30-year incentive package. The people of Leeds, I think they've reached a point that they realize, look, we're bringing in Bass Pro Shop, Buc-ee's, Grand River, now this new development, yet the city originally said they didn't even have money to help the schools do improvement that they were requesting from the council. Now they came back and agreed to do it later, but initially said, oh, we don't have the funding for that. Yet you've got all these major businesses that appear to be very successful, but is the city really getting anything out of them? And I think that's what's kind of led to a head. The main thing here, Councilman Turner's objection, and the council went along with him, was we should not be forcing, it looked like the mayor was trying to force it through before he leaves office, while they've got a mayor's runoff coming in 2 weeks.
No, next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. So the council, I think, used better judgment and said, no, you know what? Councilman Turner's correct. We're not going to do anything. This is for the next council to decide and take over. We're not leaving them with tens of millions of dollars of debt that they had no opportunity to weigh in on.
To vote in.
So it's on hold.
You've got, you know, these two gentlemen running for mayor. One is on the council, and then when you got Eddie Moore, who, you know, and that's, anyway, it's going to be an interesting runoff.
And listen, I would say to leadership in Leeds, y'all need to sit down and have a conversation. A lot of claims, a lot of accusations were slung around in a public meeting. I will say this because I know both of these guys, Johnny Brunson and Scott Burnett, city attorneys for Leeds. They came up in the city council, or their names came up in the city council. Some accusations were going to be made there. Just let me tell you, I've known both of these guys for a very long time. I know them both to be above board and guys of high integrity. I have trouble believing those accusations, but this is what happens when you keep information private and more importantly,
Yet it starts to
once you
look
develop
really
a
bad.
reputation
Yeah.
of keeping stuff private, suspicions rise.
Right.
The people's business should be done where the people can see it.
Well, I thought one really probably correct comment that came from a citizen the other night was just that, hey, before we do all this, there really needs to be like a 30, 40-year plan here, because you've got this stuff happening out here, but then
Yeah.
a lot of people
Yeah.
feel like there
Same thing we
needs
just talked
to
about
be,
with Springville.
yes,
We need
there
a
needs
plan.
attention downtown
Right.
and in the inner city area, the older part of Leeds, and there just needs to be some, like a cohesive
Yeah.
plan. And I
Good.
think that was probably one of the, most important comments that was made.
Good things have happened to Leeds. Good things are going to continue to happen in Leeds. The Councilman Turner and the council were correct in saying, hit the pause button here.
Yeah, let's just wait.
We're not going to drop this
Very
on
interesting.
somebody that hadn't had any say. So they're going to see how it plays out, and I hope they stick to that
Me too.
and give the new administration a chance to.
I also want, and also in Leeds, good news, they did do the ribbon cutting for the really nice pickleball facility. And I know there are some people in Leeds that weren't really happy about that, but they have it now, and it's a $1.7 million facility. It's 12 regulation size courts. I'm sure that they can host some tournaments and things like that now too. We have it here. Clay has it. It's filled up all the
Yeah.
time.
Well, I criticize
it
Mayor
is what
Miller.
it is.
Now I'm going to compliment him. He got some pushback on this. I saw some online. We don't need pickleball.
Yeah.
It's a fad, this sort of thing. Mayor Miller stuck with that. We've seen it in Trussville. We saw it in Clay first. This unbelievable popularity with pickleball. Your dad was playing. It's a growing thing. I don't see any signs that it's backing up.
No, because everybody of all ages
Yeah.
plays. In fact, for Leeds, if your pickleball courts are empty,
Yeah.
call us, because that would be the story.
You're going to have people coming over
Yeah.
from the next neighborhood.
Yeah, they won't
But
be empty.
they won't be. This was a good call by Mayor Miller, in my opinion, and good on him for pushing it through. This will be an asset to their park and rec.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right, we're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some other areas in the Tribune country. So stay with us.
Where we have over 300 vehicles to choose from, including GMCs, Buicks, and certified pre-owned vehicles. Come see us at Courtesy or check us out at courtesybirmingham.com. Proud supporter of our area high school teams.
If you don't have a will, trust, or some kind of estate plan, you're leaving your loved ones with a lot of headaches. Probate fees and tax issues bring stress to your family while they grieve your loss. Cahaba Law Group is here to protect them and give you reassurance that your hard-earned money and assets are not lost to bureaucratic mayhem. They can help you create the ideal estate plan. If you're currently in probate, Cahaba Law Group can help assist you there too. Plus, they can handle more than just probate. They can serve you in just about any legal matter. Begin now by scheduling a consultation at cahabalaw.net.
All right, welcome back, everybody. I did want to talk about the brief lockdown at Magnolia Elementary School here in Trussville yesterday. Students were never in any harm. This was all really just not preventative, but just kind of getting out ahead of something. A person of suspicion was reported in the area, and when the superintendent found out, he immediately put in lockdown procedures just for that school, just to be safe. And so they did that, but nothing really came of that. So I did want to let people know, because when you see that pop up on your website
Sure.
or on the Facebook page, for us, that can be alarming. But anyway, nothing serious there. What is good out of that is that we react so quickly. to things.
React quickly. The Birmingham police.
Don't be suspicious around our schools.
Yeah, well, and they never got close to the schools. Birmingham police spotted the person, or they were reported to the Birmingham police down on Highway 11 area. As a courtesy, they let Trussville police know, who immediately contacted the superintendent, because we've got Magnolia in that general area, but not in close proximity at all. And the individual that the police were talking to never got anywhere near the school or on the school grounds. I want to use this opportunity not only to thank Trussville Police, as you did, for responding so quickly. They were there in minutes. But we've talked a lot, you and I, and our audience has heard me say that under this current administration at Trussville City Schools, transparency, communication has simply never been better. Before any of this was public, the superintendent called me directly and said, I want to make you aware, this is what's going on, this is what we've done, we're all clear now, it's all good, this is our plan in getting information to the parents, this is our plan in getting information to the community, and here's the information the Tribune will need in order to help get this accomplished. So, y'all, I'm just telling you, I really feel blessed right now to be in Trussville.
Yeah, I do too.
The schools are performing so well. The staff, I'm talking about from the superintendent's office all the way down to custodial, is, I don't mean down to custodial, but all the way to custodial.
Yeah, from one end to the other.
Is so completely aligned with going for excellence, doing what's right for our community, for our citizens. I'm really proud of not that this was a non-incident. I'm just proud of the mindset Trussville City Schools has at this time. I said it during the campaign. They're clicking on all cylinders. I don't know that we've ever seen it going this well.
Well, and I like to see.
Oh, but it jinx it. But I'm just proud of everybody
involved. Trying to keep kids safe in school, for sure.
Yeah, it's a priority. And it shows.
All right, turn into Irondale. Plenty to celebrate over there, and they are having their music festival this Saturday in Beacon Park in Irondale. It's the fourth year that they've had this event that is hosted by Mayor Stewart, but this year it will serve as a celebration for the city's 138th birthday. And so, anyway, that admission is free. Gates open at 3. Music begins at 4. And there's a list of musicians that will be that you can check out there. There's a story, at TrussvilleTribune.com. And there is going to be food trucks, all kind of local favorites. So that sounds like a fun place to be on Saturday if you don't have a lot going on.
It's a party. They did this music festival last year, and it was a big hit, so I'm sure it'll be a big hit again.
Oh, yeah.
But tying in the birthday party was a good move.
Yes, it was. It was.
Then you don't have to rent the bounce house twice. You only have to rent it one time.
Or the stage, the massive stage that they had up last year. So
it's a pretty serious birthday party stage.
I know, I love it. So that is going on in Irondale. And I also was going to mention Jefferson County Board of Education's Jefferson County, the county government, their
County Commission.
Thank you, County Commission. They put their budget out, and then when they do that, there's a lot of fun grant things that go out to the different areas. And there was a lot of talk about Irondale schools.
We call it pork
during the forums. Pork. But anyway, Irondale Middle School is receiving $6,000 to furnish a data and professional development rooms.
Yep.
And so I thought that aligned nicely with what you heard people from Irondale, leaders in Irondale, talk about, and things that they would like, to see in the schools. And so I think that because they're wanting them to, really focus on helping kids get those scores going in the right direction and all those things. And so that sounds like it's a good fit for them.
Irondale is one of our 2 cities who are actually looking at a feasibility study for a city system, Moody being the other, in which their study should be done at this point. I don't know if we've revisited that. We need to go back and look. So I think that's interesting. But in the meantime, they're doing what I think they should do, which is continue to support the local schools, even though they're county schools. They're doing that, and I think that makes a difference in the community.
Staying with schools, we're looking back at Trussville. This just came out this week. We've had a couple of stories on it now. But so Hewitt-Trussville High School will be part of this America 250 celebration next year when the country obviously turns 250 years old. right?
Yeah.
Did I just totally destroy
no,
that?
no, you did fine. It's just you people that were 1 year old when the bicentennial or were born the year after.
No, I was born the year of. I'm a bicentennial baby.
The bicentennial.
In fact, I have a new T-shirt. It says Spirit of 76.
I was an elderly 14 or 15-year-old, so I remember it well. Brandon was just showing up on the scene. So this is the 250th birthday. We've already celebrated the 200th. You were here. You just didn't get to sit at the adult table.
Yeah.
Neither did I, by the way.
Yeah,
so that's
neither
okay.
did you. That's what I was just thinking. But, so, okay, my computer's moving slowly. And so, anyway, Hewitt-Trussville High School had to apply to be part of this educational...
It's like they're trying to spread it throughout the curriculums and subjects.
And so they got accepted to be part of this program, and so now there will be for next year.
They may have kind of created the program. We need to get more about that.
Well, so there's a new. Okay, it's the semi-quincentennial school celebration. America turns 250, but yes, then there will be all kinds of like service projects and, like you mentioned, things built into the curriculum that will highlight different things about United States history through that year. So if you have a kid at the high school, you're gonna see that effort as it weaves through things. Yeah,
and I can tell you, the bicentennial, which was a lot easier to say than the one you just said, by the way.
Yeah, I know that was quite a word, semi-quincentennial.
So that's you know what that is.
Wow.
That's,
and we did not come up with it. It's an official thing.
Yeah, that's 5 50-year periods.
Yeah, okay.
Quin-sesquicentennial.
Got it.
Because in Tuscaloosa, I also celebrated the 150th birthday, which was a sesquicentennial. So
nice, okay.
I'm old. I've had a lot of these
things. But no,
things.
this was something they had to apply to be part of.
I like that they're doing this. I do remember in the bicentennial, that was tied into a lot of our lessons. And, you know, we have talked a lot about how kids don't get the civics education that we used to, government. This is such a great way to tie it all in and kind of explain, well, this is why we do this in the 21st century, because 250 years ago, this is what our forefathers were dealing with.
So the principal, Aaron King, kind of turned history teacher Abby Kirkland loose with the effort to apply, and so they got that acceptance letter and now are already working on how those projects will work through the curriculum.
Good deal.
So it'll be neat to see.
Before we go, Ron's got some pictures I wanted to share with our audience. I got to make some new friends this morning. I spent the morning, there we are, at the Irondale Senior Men's Breakfast. That is the Irondale Senior Activity deal. There's Lee, the city clerk over in Irondale, and you got a picture of Julie in there too, I think. Right there's Julie. She runs. She's the director of the Senior Activity Center. Had a great time with those guys. They are avid Tribune audience members, both in print and online. A lot of compliments to you and the fantastic job you did running the political forums. I'm pretty comfortable saying most of that room watched. And a lot of them complimented you and just thought you're incredibly professional and did a great job.
That was nice.
It was very nice.
Well, it was fun to
and it's nice. We put a lot of time into that.
Yeah.
A lot of effort. So it's nice to hear that it did mean something to the community.
Yes, absolutely, for sure. Well, that's good that you got to go out and talk about being a newspaper.
That was fun. Listen,
I know you love to do that.
The breakfast was from Irondale. From Golden Rule in Irondale. So that was great. You know, that's always good because we used to love the Irondale breakfast here. Best part, Joe Knight paid for it. Free on a politician, and that doesn't happen very often. He'll get it somewhere else, I'm sure.
That's funny. Okay. Well, that's everything we have today. We will be back next week. We have a busy Thursday next week. Can I tell people this?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll live stream the Hewitt-Trussville Homecoming Parade next week. We're changing things up just a little bit with the live stream.
This is your idea, and I love it.
I'll talk about it more next week.
It's a great idea.
But if you cannot attend the Homecoming Parade in person, you will be able to watch it live on our website. So we'll talk about that more next Thursday.
The plan you've got, you could say we stuck our toe in the water last year.
Yeah, we did.
We kind of stuck our toe in the water.
We did.
And it went very well.
Yes.
So the next step will be interesting, and I think it will go very well.
Yes. So we're going to be working with the high school to do something kind of special there.
Right.
So,
I love it.
All right. All right. We will be back next week. We hope you have a great rest of the week and weekend. We'll see you then.
Hey, y'all, it's Dobbs Ford.
Your hometown dealership.
We're bringing you family-type atmosphere.
With the best customer service and the best buying experience around.
So visit us online at holdouseforwardbirmingham.com or make that fast drive to 9924 Parkway East.
Come see and feel the difference.
If you don't have a will, trust, or some kind of estate plan, you're leaving your loved ones with a lot of headaches. Probate fees and tax issues bring stress to your family while they grieve your loss. Cahaba Law Group is here to protect them and give you reassurance that your hard-earned money and assets are not lost to bureaucratic mayhem. They can help you create the ideal estate plan. If you're currently in probate, Cahaba Law Group can help assist you there too. Plus, they can handle more than just probate. They can serve you in just about any legal matter. Begin now by scheduling a consultation at cahabalaw.net.
I'm Drew Lawley, General Manager at Courtesy Buick GMC. Come see us at Courtesy, where we have over 300 vehicles to choose from, including GMCs, Buicks, and certified pre-owned vehicles. Come see us at Courtesy or check us out at courtesybirmingham.com. Proud supporter of our area high school teams.